Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy to be here in front of you today with a little part of my life that I want to share with you. And I'm going to start with a quote from The Life of Brian, which happens to be one of my favorite movies. And this quote is one of my favorite quotes. Always look on the bright side of life. My nickname has been Sunshine for many years, and mostly it's because I'm always smiling, or so everyone says. I like to put smiles on other people's faces just as much as I like to smile myself. This quote of always looking on the bright side of life has helped me through many tough times, actually. But it reminds me of my childhood. I had an amazing childhood. I loved my little town that I grew up in, and I was very active. I did many things. The number one thing that I did was swimming, and horseback riding. Horseback riding started to become a passion of mine when I was about 6 years old. I went to the stables about once a week, maybe more, but not very often did I go much more. And when I was about 8 years old, there was a few horses introduced to our stable that were wild. And not everyone, but people were breaking in the horses to have them be ridden. But one of the horses, named Moonlight, they were having a really tough time with her. She wasn't very keen on people being around her. She wasn't very aggressive, but she just wasn't letting people around her very much. But she liked me for some reason. So I started taking her on the lead. I would walk around with her a few times a day when I was there on the lead, just with interaction with people. And then from there, I would ride her bareback every now and again, and then I put a saddle on her and walked around with her just with a saddle on. And from there, I went to riding her with the saddle on her. It was a long process, but I never gave up on her. I never gave up on her or my passion. My passion was riding horses and seeing people and things happy. Even seeing an animal happy is important in my life. I learned from this experience that actually my great-great-grandmother did a lot of breaking in wild horses. That's just what she did. That was her passion. And somewhere along the lines that got passed to me, and I was able to do that. And I pushed myself, and I never gave up, and I pushed this animal to, in a sense, also never give up on herself. And from that, I led her to many great experiences in her life. She's still in the stable, or she was before I moved. It's possible that she's retired by now and just is in the pasture, but she's still there. She's still around, and she was ridden for many years. The lesson that I learned from Moonlight is, as I said, to never give up on myself. So I haven't and I won't. I moved to Orlando because that's what I wanted to do when I finished high school, and here I am, and now I'm ready to move back. I'm ready to move back to Germany, and from there I want to start my career, hopefully start my career, at least work up to it, in the airline. I want to be in the airline industry. That's my dream and my goal, and I'm going to get there. I'm not going to give up on myself. Promise myself that. And from working in the airlines, I want to continue to be able to travel because, hey, what better way to travel than to work for an airline? And while I'm working for an airline, I really want to go to Australia. I want to come back here a few times. I want to go to, like, New Orleans, California. That's just definitely in my 10-year goal, to travel just as much as I can. Australia is number one up there, though. Gotta get up there. I also hope to live in Ireland for at least a year, hopefully by the time I'm 28, because I don't want to wait too long to start my own family. That's another goal of mine, probably about the next 10 years or so, closer to the 10 part of that years. I want to have done a lot for myself, for me, and moved forward and done all the things that I want to do. So then after that comes starting a family. And from there, I get back to my philosophy to always look on the bright side of life. You're always going to have obstacles in your way, but you can't give up on yourself. You have to smile about some things. There's just nothing you can do about it. So you just smile. I will always be sunshine, and I will always smile. I think that's what gets me through the tough times in my life. But I'm also a very realistic person, in a sense that's also very optimistic, though. Like I said, I will never give up on myself for anything that I do, and I'm realistic and optimistic. So that brings me to the end of the end of the part of my life that I wanted to share with you. So I just wanted to say that this philosophy takes me to everything that I do in my life, every path that I've taken and every path that I will. It's going to help me through every obstacle and every outcome that I reach. And I'm very proud of myself for the things that I've done in my life and for what will continue to do. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day.